Number 17, pitcher Austin Carrillo.
So Kyle's day is over. And what a
We are back in what is now the top of the sixth. We're still in a scoreless ball game. At the plate is Austin Carrillo for the Conejo Oaks. And on the mound, after Kyle wishes is done, and Kyle couldn't have pitched any better, only gave up the one hit. He'll hand it off now to Jared Hart, who's pitching in relief of Wish after he went 5 full, held the Oaks scoreless, only gave up one hit, and only allowed 2 base runners. Did not walk anyone. The one other base runner was hit by a pitch. Hart now is dealing a 2-0 to Austin Carrillo. Hit on and hit straight to Shell on the right side. That's 1 out. So Carrillo's now 1 for 2.
Second baseman, number 41, Zach Gregory.
thank you, sir.
Hart now deals to Zach Gregory as we work our way back to the top of the lineup. There's 1 out, no score. We're in the top of the 6th. Gregory lays down a bunt. Esperanza pops out of his stance and guns to first to get him.
Same one. I've never seen anybody else.
So there's 2 away for TJ Foreman, who was that other base runner that Wish allowed, and it was only because he was hit by a pitch.
Hart on the season, a 2.61 ERA for 10 and third in his pitch, 73 strikeouts on the game. He's facing off against TJ Foreman. He looks at a pitch on the outside.
Hart gets a call on a pitch that is away for strike 1. Count is 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike now to TJ Foreman. Quickly 2 away and a 1-1 pitch to TJ Foreman. Swung on and hit through Samuelson and Mercado. That gets through on the left side for a base hit, and it's a single. It's the second hit of the day for the Oaks. And Hart will face now Brendan Bobo with 1 man on and 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Bobo, who leads the team in batting average, RBIs, home runs, and hits. Coming off a ball game in which he homered yesterday. He is 0 for 2 today. Facing the lefty Hart, who delivers a fastball in there for strike 1. So Foreman has now reached twice. He has been hit by a pitch and singled, and Hart now faces Bobo and has him no balls and 1 strike. Throwing on to first just to check on Foreman. He's still safe. We apologize for the technical difficulties that ended our last stream. My mic completely cut out. Had to restart the stream. So this is game 19 continued. We are still scoreless, and we are still in the top of the 6th. Breaking pitch that falls away. Ball 1. One ball and 1 strike to Brendan Bobo. the offensively gifted first baseman who takes ball 2 from Jared Hart, pitching in relief of Kyle Wish. Wish is from Illinois. Hart is from Texas, but pitches at Illinois State, teammate of Ryan Cermax. 2 balls and 1 strike. Hart checks first and deals. First, before that, he'll throw first again just to check on Foreman, who, after being hit by a pitch, did steal second. So Hart aware and throwing over to keep him honest. Has Bobo in a 2-1 count. Runner is taking off for second. Curveball is high for ball 3, and he'll be safe. Foreman has stolen his second base, his 3rd on the season. Count is now 3-1 to Brendan Bobo. It's 3 balls and 1 strike to Brendan Bobo. Runner on second now is Foreman after he singled and stole second. It's his 2nd stolen base of the day. They'll say that Bobo did not go around. He'll take a walk. It'll be runners on first and second now for Grant Smith. So after Hart retired the first 2 relatively easily on a ground out to first and a ground out to the catcher, Foreman has singled and stolen second. It's his 2nd stolen base of the day and the 2nd time he's reached. And Bobo just took a walk. For Bobo, that is his 3rd walk on the season. That brings Grant Smith to the plate, who's 0 for 2, and he'll face Jared Hart, the lefty out of Illinois State, for the first time today. First pitch from Hart is a fastball that's low for ball 1.
A hard ground ball to third, and that was a beautiful play.
1 ball, no strikes to Smith. Grounded out to third back in the 4th. Struck out in the 4th, grounded out to third in the 1st. Excuse me. 2 outs, top 6. Still scoreless. 1-0 to Smith is swung on and lined into left center. That'll get through. Cermax throw in from center. It does not go home. It goes to third. And it is 1-0 Oaks. Grant Smith steals in the first run of the ball game. It is 1-0 Conejo, and they have the lead. We're in the top of the 6th, and after Smith singles, Oaks have the first lead of this ball game, and the Blues trail. So Hart is going to get a meeting now with Dean Traynor, who's going to come to the mound. It's 1-0 Oaks off the RBI single from Grant Smith. And for Smith, that is his 7th RBI, so he adds to that total. And after Kyle Wish was magnificent through 5 and held the Oaks scoreless, only allowed 2 men to reach on 1 hit and a hit batter, Hart comes in, gets the first 2 men down easily, gives up a single to Foreman. He stole second, a walk to Bobo, and then a single into left center by Grant Smith. Plates the first run of the ball game. It's 1-0 Conejo Oaks, and the Blues trail yet again. And the disturbing trend of runs being scored by the opponent in the 5th or later continues. Now 10 of the last 15 runs the Blues have given up have been in the 5th inning or later, this one taking place in the top of the 6th. That one's fouled off to the right side by now Reagan Burford, who is also 0 for 2, but a chance to change that and inflict further damage with runners on first and second for the Oaks, as they already lead 1-0. The man responsible for that, Grant Smith, is safe at first base. Blues have lost 3 straight, and they're going to have to snap that in comeback fashion in this one. Trailing 1-0. Certainly doable. Hart trying to keep it at just 1-run deficit. That one is looped into right center. That'll drop, and another run will score. It is 2-0 Oaks.
The 2-out hitter for the Oaks in the 6th has played vital as 2 runs have come on to score the only 2 runs of the game, and now a 2-0 lead for Conejo.
Hart gives up back-to-back singles. That plate the first 2 runs of this one. It's 2-0 Oaks. That brings Ravi Sandoval to the plate, and that brings head coach Bob Miller to the mound. We'll see a pitching change. Hart got the first 2, allowed 4 straight men to reach. Single. The Oaks have gone single, walk, and back-to-back RBI singles to take the lead at 2-0. And we'll introduce you to the new Blues arm when we come back from this break. We're still in the top of the 6th. It's 2-0 Oaks. And I'm going to take a short break and be right back with you on the Blue Streaming Network. Well, we're still in the top of the 6th. The new pitcher for the Blues is right-handed side armor Zach McCleve out of the University of Utah.
And as play resumes, here's the center fielder, Raul Sandoval.
Here's Sandoval. I've been calling him Ravi. I don't even know how. His name's Raul. My mistake. Raul Sandoval is at the plate with men at the corners. That runner's taking off for second, and he'll be safe. As that pitch gets away, another run scores, and that runner will advance to third. It's 3-0 Oaks. McCleve comes in, and the first pitch he throws is a wild one that gets away from Esperanza. It kicked away. It is 3-0 Oaks as a run scores from third on the wild pitch. And in the process, Burford is safe at third. Raul Sandoval looks at ball 2. Popped up. Infield will have a look. It's shell ranging on as that one drifts out of play. So McCleve now in a 2-1 count against Sandoval. And with the lead now at 3-0 Oaks, I'm inclined to tell you that of the last 17 runs the Blues have given up, as that misses for ball 3. So of the last 17 runs that have been scored against opponents of the Blues, let me get this right, 12 have come in the 5th inning or later. 12 of the last 17 runs scored have come in the 5th inning or later. That trend continues. McCleve walks Sandoval, and he'll take first. He is now the 5th Oak to reach. Conejo Oaks have gone single, walk, RBI single, and now a walk of Sandoval brings JT Naviak to the plate. There are still 2 outs, and there have been 2 outs for what seems like forever. And the Blues bullpen still trying to get out of this inning. McLeave is the second pitcher of this inning. Runner taking off for second. He's caught in a pickle. Run is coming home. It will score, but in the process, they will tag out the runner. It's 4-0. So Nabiak does not get an official at-bat as the inning ends with Sandoval trying to steal second, taking off from first to second. He is caught. In the process, a run scores from third. It's 4-0 Oaks as we head to the bottom of the sixth at Sinsheimer Park. New pitcher on the mound for the Oaks, and we will introduce you to him when we come back on the other end of this break. I'm Zach Ebrahim, and I'll be right back. We're in the bottom of the sixth. It's Mercado to lead things off for the Blues against the first reliever for the Conejo Oaks. It's Cole Baker, teammate of Cody Ancox at Ole Miss. And he'll back his teammate up and deliver ball one to Mercado, who is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. That took place in the third. Ruben's second at-bat. The Blues trail 4-0 after a 4-run sixth. We saw a 4-run top of the seventh yesterday. And the trend of runs being scored on the Blues after 5 continues. It is now 12 of the last 17 that have taken place. 1-1 as Ruben fouls one off to get the count even against Baker. No one on and no out in the bottom of the sixth, and Mercado sends one right back to Baker, who will send it to first. There's one away. We'll work our way back to the top of this lineup, and Ryan Cermak, who was 0 for 9 coming into his last at-bat, got an infield single, stole second, hopefully something that can loosen Ryan up at the plate. And the coaching staff has said that will be the key to him getting out of this slump. If you're tense at the plate, and this is what assistant coach Casey Belt told me, if you're tense at the plate, you've been striking out a lot, and if you go to the plate with the approach to do everything to not strike out, it's what will ultimately happen. Count is 0-1 as he fouls one back. Cermak aware of what he needs to do. Talented center fielder, 5-tool player. He bats with no one on and one out. Blues trailing 4-0 in the bottom of the sixth. Cole Baker on and delivering ball one to Cermak.
This is low. 1-1 count.
Baker, second right-hander out of Ole Miss. The Oaks have deployed, delivers a 1-1 that is swung on and missed through by Ryan Cermak. Count is now 1-2.
Behind in the count, the second time today, he's been behind. Lead off batter, bottom of the first inning. Struck out on 5 pitches. Baker.
1 ball and 2 strikes. That one dips low, and Cermak's going to take off for first. Throw there will complete the strikeout.
And the first strikeout of the day for Cole Baker.
Baker comes on and retires Cermak. That brings Grotto to the plate with no one on and now 2 out in the bottom of the 6th. Still 4-0 in favor of the Conejo Oaks.
Number 15, the left fielder, Mason Grotto.
So Cermak now with 10 strikeouts in his last 18 at-bats. First pitch from Baker to Grotto. Fouled off to the right side. It's 0-1. And when Coach was telling me that Cermak just needs to go to the plate and not think about striking out, go back to what was working for him, and that's a loose swing, barreling up balls early in the season. If you're thinking about not striking out, you end up striking out, kind of like when you're on an elevated surface and someone tells you not to look down. First thing you do is look down. Grotto takes in the dirt. It's 1-1. Baker has set down the first blues he's seen, first 2 that is. Mercado grounded out to him, and Cermak strikes out. 1 ball and 1 strike to Grotto, who lines one back at him. It bounces off him. That makes the play tough from short, and Grotto will be safe with an infield single. Grotto continues his hitting streak. It now reaches 19 games. He's gotten a base hit in every game that he has started. That'll be 18 games now. He did not start 1 game. It is an 18-game hitting streak that he has started and continued. So he is safe at first with Austin Shell on, and Baker surrenders a single and now faces Shell, who's 0 for 2. And we were just informed there are 1,300 people here, and it is the largest crowd of the season up until this point. I'm told it will be even bigger tomorrow. Day before Independence Day, second fireworks show here at Sinsheimer on the year. Shell takes ball 1. Grotto, who leads the team in stolen bases, and he was shocked when I told him that, is a threat to steal if the numbers hold true. It's Shell at the plate. He went 4 for 4 yesterday. He's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a line out. Fouls that one straight back, and it's 1-1. Baker out of Ole Miss, hometown of Birmingham, Alabama, has not surrendered a run this year, has not given up a hit until Grotto singled. That was the first hit surrendered by Baker. Shell takes in the dirt ball, too. Has obviously not given up a run. His last outing was on the 26th against the Arroyo Seco Saints. Went 3 full innings. A run did score against him, but it was not earned. He struck out 3 and walked 2. The strikeout total for Baker now up to 4 after he struck out Cermak. And Shell bats with 1 on and 2 out in the bottom of the 6th. 2-1 is taken high and inside. 3 balls and 1 strike now the count to Austin Shell. Senior at Cal State Fullerton, playing first base for the second time this year. Usually catches or DHs. Esperanza's doing the catching today. Johnny Bloom still nursing a shin injury after he fouled one off of his right leg. Shell fouls one back. Count will be full.
Hits the portals, advances over the fence. Thanks to Mike Smith State Farm. And hey, kids on the third base dugout, please stay off the roof of the dugout. That's
3 balls and 2 strikes to Shell, who bats with Grotto on first. Singled an at-bat ago. 2 away. 4-0 Oaks. We are in the bottom of the 6th. Time called. And Baker and Suji will cycle through the signs one more time.
Who will get the foul ball? Nobody knows. One of life's greatest mysteries is the 3-2.
Payoff pitch to Shell. Grotto takes off. Shell fouls one off. Grotto was trying for stolen base number 8. And they'll head back into first.
And this is a important at that in the game. I got to tell you, I'm a little bit.
Oaks have their 4 runs on 4 hits. Their most recent run, actually their 3rd run of the game, scoring on a wild pitch. Grotto will still take off, and Shell will foul another one back.
State Farm.
Grotto running, and Shell staying alive in a count that's still full, and there's still 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 6th. 4-0 Oaks. Blues going to have to come back. Grotto takes off again, and Shell finally takes ball 4. An excellent battle between him and Baker. Shell will take first base and pass the baton off to Vince Martinez. For Shell, that's walk number 8. Martinez, who got his first hit in his first at-bat as a Blue. That was a single back in the 2nd. Struck out swinging back in the 4th. Now at the plate in the most important at-bat for the Blues up until this point, trailing 4-0. Have 2 men on. It's Grotto at 2nd and Shell at 1st. First pitch from Baker is taken inside 1. And we've seen Blues that just get to the team have critical at-bats in key moments with men on, namely Grant Burton, Vinny Bologna, who both have 2-run home runs that were extremely important in ball games. But the Blues are trailing late. We're in the bottom of the 6th. There's 2 outs. Martinez calls for time. You could say they're happy to see Cody Adcock out of the game, but Baker got the first 2 out, now has 2 on for Martinez. And there's clearly no slouch. Martinez grounds 1 foul. He'll be in the hole 0-2 against Baker. But a huge at-bat here. Tate Samuelson, if Martinez was to reach, would be due up.
Martinez has already struck out once on the day. Again, the big guy in right center field. There's a ready in the box.
For Grotto, it was hit number 30 for him, and he leads the team in that category. Baker checks 2nd. Grotto's still there, and he'll deal now to Martinez, who takes in the dirt, ball 1. It is 4-0 Oaks, a 4-run top of the 6th, 2nd straight game in which Blues pitching has allowed a 4-run inning late in the ball game. Here's a 1-2. Martinez swings and misses for strike 3. Throw on to first will complete the strikeout and end the inning.
And the inning is retired. Baker records 2
the end of
strikeouts.
6
Allows 1
complete.
hit. He's 2 runners on. No runs in the inning.
All right, fans, it's time for the Slow Derby. Look at the front corner of your program.
So through 6, it's 4-0 Oaks. We're going to head to the top of the 7th. It'll still be Zach McCleve pitching in relief of Kyle Wish and Jared Hart. It'll be McCleve on to face JT Naviak, who is in the middle of his 3rd at-bat prior to that inning ending. It's 4-0 Oaks, and when we come back, it'll be the Oaks bats trying to tack on. McCleve trying to keep the deficit of just 4 for the Blues. I'll be right back after a short break here on the Blues Streaming Network. Thanks for making us a part of your Friday evening. We have reached the top of the 7th now. It's JT Naviak, who is in the middle of his third at-bat. Change up from McCleve is in for strike 2. No outs, top of the 7th, 4-0 Oaks. McCleve looking for the put-away pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and retires Naviak on 3 pitches.
There's a ball of slow heat. Going out to number 1560, number 1560. That's on your program. That's the marketing tent. Get your ball of slow heat from Bontown Creole Cafe. Now number 43, Caden Lucci.
Blues have now played 33 innings in their past 3 games, and coming into this one, they have trailed for 32. That's strike 1 to Caden Suji. Zach McCleve, the right-handed side armor of the University of Utah, teammate of Matt Sox, who pitched to Gem yesterday. 0-1. Low, ball 1. McCleve, who did not pitch on this most recent road trip, so he got to watch everything from the dugout and the bullpen. And in talking to him, he shared the sentiment with everyone else that it was just flat out weird. Dropping 3 straight, making uncharacteristic mistakes. So the only thing that wasn't weird was Matt Sock's start. Went 5 full, struck out 10, only gave up the 1 run on the first pitch of the ball game. That was weird. That's the first time Matt has ever done that in his life, giving up a home run on the first pitch of the ball game. In there, strike 3 called, and McCleve sets down Suji on strikes.
Scrambled eggs tomorrow morning. Number 1582, 1582. Head on over to the marketing tent.
Quickly 2 away for Austin Carrillo, who got the first hit of the game for the Oaks. Grounded out to first in his last at-bat. And he'll bat with 2 out and no one on in the top of the 7th. McCleve in his second inning of relief. Swung on and taken by Shell, who tosses to McCleve, who tags first to retire the side. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Zach, and we will head to the bottom of the 7th. Still 4-0 Oaks. So the top of the 6th still looming large. The 4 runs are the difference in this one. Oaks still leading, and the Blues bats will have to get busy as we head to the bottom half of the 7th. And it is time to stretch here at Sinsheimer Park. And we'll all sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" and hope for a Blues comeback with Cole Baker still on the mound for the Oaks. It's 4-0 Conejo. Bottom of the 7th here at Sinsheimer Park. Tate Samuelson due up. Local kid out of Cal Poly SLO. Second season with the Blues. After a 1-2-3 inning for McCleve, it'll be up to the Blues bats to try and chip away at what is now a 4-run deficit. Faced this deficit yesterday against the Saints. Only the 4-run inning came in the top of the 7th. Samuelson takes high and inside from Baker. His second inning of relief now. Baker, who faced some slight traffic, men on first and second after a single and a walk, but retired Martinez on strikes and now faces Samuelson to lead off the inning. Window to Tate is high, ball 2. Samuelson, who had 2 of the Blues' 3 hits in the shutout loss against the Riptide. 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the third pitch to Samuelson. It is taken low for ball 3. Samuelson on the doorstep of a 9th walk this season. A lot of Blues approaching the double-digit mark in based on balls. Grotto already there, of course. 3-0 to Samuelson. Over the plate, strike 1. Defensive changes for the Oaks. Daniel Cabral, who pinch hit and was the final out of the top of the 7th, is at second. And Zach Gregory moves to left. 3-1, ball 4. And Samuelson will take a 5-pitch walk. And just what the Blues needed, a leadoff man on with no outs. We're in the bottom of the 7th, still 4-0 Oaks. Here's AJ Esperanza. Already has 1 of the 2 Blues walks today. Esperanza has not started a game since last Saturday, in which he had the walk-off single in his best game of the year. Baker faces Esperanza for the first time today, and AJ takes high and outside, ball 1. Baker dealing with the leadoff man reaching on a walk. That is only the 3rd walk he's given up all year. Gave up his first hit of the year to Grotto in the last half inning. 1 out to Esperanza. It swung on and missed. Count is even now at 1-1. Due up is Austin Kretschmar. One ball and 1 strike to AJ Esperanza doing the catching today. Take strike 2 on the outside part of the plate. Blues trailing late in another ball game. Gonna have to come back from a 4-run deficit here. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Outside ball 2. Still no outs in the bottom of the 7th. And it's the bottom of this lineup that has seen some shakeups now. Mercado's back in there, and he's where he's been all year, and that's batting 9th, but it's new faces, Austin Kretschmar, and of course Esperanza getting another start. 2-2. AJ takes low, ball 3, and it's back-to-back at-bats where the Blues work the count in their favor with 3 balls, and Baker on the doorstep of a possible 4th walk will await the payoff pitch to Esperanza. No outs, bottom of the 7th, 4-0 ball game at Sinsheimer Park. Strike 3 called, and AJ, after a lengthy at-bat, strikes out looking. Here's Austin Kretschmar, first start as a Blue. One of the many talented players from Stanford that have joined this Blues ball club. Coach Miller really excited to have his guys from NorCal. First pitch from Baker to Kretschmar. High, ball 1. So Samuelson reached to lead off the inning. Esperanza strikes out looking. That brings Kretschmar to the plate to bat with 1 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. 1-0. Same place, high and inside, and it's 2-0. Blues and Oaks will play each other for the second time this year on Sunday. We'll have that one for you on Independence Day from Thousand Oaks here on the Blue Streaming Network. Blues trying to take care of business here and get back in the win column in the CCL South, playing the team that's second there now in the Oaks. And it's the third straight at-bat where a Blues hitter has worked it to a 3-ball count. This time it's Kretschmar, and the count is 3 balls and no strikes. Baker has not given up a run on the season. This is only his second appearance, similar to the man who started the game. And Kretschmar has the second walk of the inning, brings Costello to the plate in what is now another big at-bat with men on first and second and just 1 out.
I think it's just a confidence builder because there's a lot of pressure coming in after the performance that Cody Adcock put on. And it's a lot of pressure coming in after the performance that
Costello with just the 1 RBI, going to look to add to that total here in what is a huge at-bat for the Blues that are trying to build momentum. Back-to-back walks, or 2 walks, excuse me. Strikeout sandwiched in between there. That's the 1 out as we're in the bottom of the 7th. But momentum being built, and it's up to Costello to continue that here with just the 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. Looks to be a pinch hitter on, but Costello at the plate facing Baker. Taking strike 1 on the outside part of the plate. So Baker not surrendering any hits. It's Esperanza at second. Samuelson at second. Esperanza at first. Kretschmar at first. Costello at the plate in an 0-1 count. It is 1-1 to Nick Costello getting the start in right field. We saw Thomas Trinka get the start in right field last night. Coach Miller switching it up, giving Costello an opportunity. And what an opportunity it is to come through right now with men on first and second. His team trailing 4-0 late in another ball game. 1-1 to Nick Costello. Swung on and fouled back. It's 1-2.
And this has been a good at-bat for Conejo to start out. Starts out with a strike, gets a little free with the second pitch that's trying to use the swing outside the zone.
So righty on lefty as Baker faces Costello. Nick with the average of just 138 coming into this start. He is 0 for 2 today. Takes ball 2, and the best he can do is have a lengthy at-bat and pass the baton off to the next guy.
Outside part of the plate, started in the zone, dropped just out of the zone. So I like that right picture trying to use his swing in that spot.
Costello in a 2-2 count, and the biggest at-bat for him this year. Baker looks in, checks second, and deals. Swung on and missed strike 3.
Pinch hitting for
It is the 4th strikeout for Baker, and it is indeed a pinch hitter. Vinny Bologna. So Vinny Bologna hits in place of Ruben Mercado, and we've seen Vinny come through in this spot before. It was late in the ballgame. Just like now, it was a 2-run bomb just last Sunday that would give the Blues a 1-run win, 4-3 over the Humboldt Crabs. This even more important, conference play and the Blues trying to make up ground. They sit in 4th. The Oaks are in 2nd. First pitch to Bologna hits him.
back to the order.
And what a situation this is now for Ryan Cermak.
Center fielder from Illinois State, 21.
Baker had not hit anyone all year. It's the first time he's hit a batter. It's Bologna to load the bases. A walk of Samuelson has him at 3rd. A walk of Kretschmar has him at 2nd. And Bologna takes 1st. And it's Ryan Cermak to bat with the bases loaded. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th, facing Cole Baker. First pitch to Cermak is taken for strike 1. This is Cermak now that we've mentioned the struggles with the strikeouts. He has not had an RBI in 4 games. Cermak in the first game against the Riptide, as they were trailing 3-0, was the tying run at the plate. In the top of the 8th in that ball game, he would strike out with 2 outs. What will he do here? He'll take ball 1 to get the count even at 1-1. What a situation for Cermak to come through here. We mentioned that single and a stolen base might get him going. Sandwiched in between those are 2 strikeouts swinging. A situation for him at the plate. But with 2 outs and the bases loaded, he'll look to come through and line one into left. It'll drop for a base hit. 1 run scores. Throw in is not in time. It's a 2-run single for Ryan Cermak.
When the Blues score, you score. $3 light bill, $3.
He'll advance to second as the throw home was wide. Blues have cut the lead in half. It's 4-2. And Cermak, who hadn't had an RBI in 4 games, was 0 for his last 9. Coming into this one, singles and plates 2 runs with the bases loaded. There are still 2 outs. We're still in the bottom of the 7th. And it'll be Mason Grotto at the plate to bat with runners on second and third now for San Luis Obispo. Wow. What a way for Cermak to break out the slump. He's got 2 singles, a stolen base, and now 2 RBIs to give him 17 on the season. None bigger than that as the Blues are looking to climb back late in this ball game. And in their last 2 home games, they've been able to do so late in ball games. Win in comeback fashion. They'll have to do so. It certainly isn't comfortable when it's happening to you, when you're trailing 4-0 going into the bottom of the 7th. But what a weight off of these players' shoulders as they're able to cut in and pass the baton off. Cermak is at second. Bologna, who was hit by a pitch on the first pitch he saw, is safe at third. That brings Grotto to the plate, who is 1 for 3 with a single. He continues his hitting streak in games that he started 18 games, has gotten a hit in all of those. And Grotto, who was kicking himself after a base running mistake yesterday, a chance to come through, and he is the go-ahead run at the plate facing Cole Baker, righty on righty. First pitch to Grotto. Taken for strike 1. Exactly how Cermak's at bat started. Off-speed pitch feathered in there. 0-1 the count to Grotto. Playing left today. Second in the CCL in RBIs with 22. 0-1. Taken in the dirt ball 1, and this at-bat looking similar. He's pitching the right-handers, Baker that is, inside. Cermak anticipated that and lined one into left. It just dropped in front of Zach Gregory, who was newly inserted there in this inning. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike to Mason Grotto. There's still 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th and 2 men on. It's 4-2. Taken for ball 2. And Grotto, the go-ahead run at the plate. Blues have chipped away, and that's the first part. It's 4-2. Oaks, who led 4-0 coming into this inning. A 1-2-3 inning by McCleve in the top of the 7th. Kept the deficit at just 4 for the Blues. Grotto takes high and inside strike 2. He shakes his head as he disagrees with the call. Blues faithful do as well. Nonetheless, it's an even count with 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mason Grotto. Cermak's at second. He drove in the first 2. Bologna is at third. Grotto's the go-ahead run. Base hit could tie it. Baker looks in and gets the sign from Suji. Here's the 2-2. Grotto swings and misses through 1 in the dirt. Throw on to first from Suji will complete the strikeout. And shockingly, Mason Grotto has struck out 3 times in this ballgame. Coming into today, he'd only struck out 4 times all season. He has struck out 3 times today, and none bigger for Cole Baker than that one. After the lead is cut in half by the Blues, it's 4-2, and this is most certainly a ball game. Do not go anywhere. We'll head to the top of the 8th with our score at just that. 4-2, Conejo Oaks with the lead. Zach McCleve on to pitch in his 3rd inning of relief. He'll try to keep the deficit at just 2 for the Blues, whose bats will be up, and try to do damage in the bottom of the 8th. Don't go anywhere. It's another good one. And we'll be right back on the Blue Streaming Network. Thanks so much for making us a part of your Friday evening.
Couple of defensive moves for the Blues. Connor Costeca comes in at shortstop. He'll be batting in the 8th position for Nick Costello. This is Bologna. Comes into right field. He did bat in the 9th position. And now batting for the Oaks.
Welcome to the top of the 8th in what is now just a 2-run ball game. It is 4-2. Zach McCleve is on for the Blues, still on the mound, and set to work our way back to the top of the Oaks lineup. We will. It's Zach Gregory, newly inserted into left field, taking ball 1 from McCleve. Zach, who's coming off of a 1-2-3 inning. And this offense just came through for the Blues in a big way. Ryan Cermak, who we mentioned his struggles throughout this one, plates 2 on a RBI single in the bottom of the 7th to cut the deficit in half. It's 4-2 and more than manageable if McCleve is able to keep it at that. 1-1 to Gregory is low for ball 2. Zach's 0 for 3. Gregory, that is. It's Zach versus Zach. McCleve versus Gregory. There's a Zach in the booth. And Gregory looks at ball 3. So Gregory is 0 for 3. Fly out to center. Strikeout looking in the 3rd. And a ground out to the catcher in the 6th. McCleve struck out 2 and grounded 1 out to first. Back in the 7th. Popped up. Infield will have a look. Now it's Bologna, newly inserted into right, who makes the catch. There's 1 away.
That was very similar to Gregory Bobo's first out of the game. Gregory ahead of the count, that time, the 3-1 count.
So number 11, T.J. Foreman.
Here's TJ Foreman, who's reached twice. He has been hit by a pitch and singled. First pitch Over the plate, strike one. We are in the top of the 8th. It is 4-2. Oaks with the lead. Oaks scored 4 in the top of the 7th. Blues got 2 back in the bottom of the 8th, or in the bottom of the 7th, excuse me. We're in the top of the 8th, as I said, and McCleve is ahead 0-2 on TJ Foreman. Quick pitch and a strikeout. Got him. Third for McCleve.
Number 1587. 1587. And if your kid came back from the Footloose Frenzy without a shoe, we've got it at the marketing table.
Here comes Brendan Bobo, and he's still the bat you need to worry about if you're McCleve. He'll deliver a first pitch strike to him as it swung on and missed. Bobo, who walked in his last at-bat. Oh, 1 to Bobo. He'll show bunt and not pull away in time for strike 2. Count is 0-2 to him. And with Bobo at the plate, I have been tempted throughout this one to do my Yogi Bear impression, but I'll spare everyone listening. 0-2 to Bobo. Thought about swinging and thought better of it. It's 1-2 the count. There's 2 outs, and we're in the top of the 8th. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fouled straight back and against the top of the netting. Kid's hoping for another souvenir. Bobo stays alive. Popped out to second in his first at-bat, grounded out to second. Back in the 4th. 1-2 from McCleve. Ooh, looping breaking ball that is just outside. It's even now at 2-2. 4-2 our score. We're in the top of the 8th. McCleve looking for a second straight 1-2-3 inning. And he'll have to do it against the Oaks' best hitter. Got him swinging. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Our score 4-2 in favor of the Oaks. Blues bats will have a chance to change that. It'll be Austin Shell due up for San Luis Obispo, and it'll still be Cole Baker on the mound for the Blues. When we come back, it's 4-2. Don't go anywhere. It's another good one. It's Austin Shell leading off the bottom of the 8th for the Blues. And it's still Cole Baker pitching in relief. And aside from the 2-run single by Cermak, he's been excellent. The 2 walks and the hit batter are what plagued him back in the 7th and allowed Cermak to reach with the bases loaded, or single with the bases loaded, I should say. Shell takes ball 1 from Baker. 1 ball and no strikes to Austin Shell. Hits one out to right, looping and dropping for a base hit. Shell will have a single. He'll be safe at first. That's his first hit. Second time he's reached. Had 4 of those yesterday and brought in a run himself. That brings Vince Martinez.
Designated hitter for the Blues from Sanford, Vince Martinez.
He singled back in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th, struck out in the 6th. So he's still getting acclimated, but as Shell reaches, no outs. You're in the bottom of the 8th. Martinez lines one into right center. It'll go all the way to the wall. Shell rounds 2nd. He rounds 3rd. He'll come home. Throw to 3rd.
When the Blues score,
It gets Martinez, but that brings in another run.
we don't have any fear. 3-all Fables line now for the end of the inning. Blues 4-1. It's 3-4.
Martinez lines one into right center. It brings home Shell. He was trying to make a double, a triple, and he was thrown out at 3rd. Saw that several times from the Blues yesterday, but it brings Tate Samuelson to the plate now. Bases are empty. There's 1 out, and it's a 1-run ball game. Samuelson, who walked in his last at-bat, he walked to lead off the 7th. That's what got things started. It was then a strikeout of Esperanza, a walk of Kretschmar, strikeout of Costello. Bologna was hit by a pitch to load the bases. Cermak brought 2 of them in with a single. And after Shell leads off the inning with a single, Martinez brings him in on a double and thrown out at 3rd. Throw from center by Sandoval was in time. There's a pitching change for the Oaks. After Baker surrenders 3 runs, there's a pitching change, and we will introduce you to the new Oaks arm when we come back. It's a 1-run ball game in the bottom of the 8th. How fun is this? We'll be right back with you on the Blue Streaming Network. Thank you so much for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. Bottom of the 8th, it is 4-3. And Vince Martinez, this is his first game as a Blue. He brought in Shell, who singled. And in the midst of this heated competition, we're going to bring in an analyst. We're going to bring in Colin Ryan, who works tickets today, an intern of the Blues, who you're very versatile, Colin. You've worked everywhere, right?
I am, yeah.
So Samuelson takes ball 1. We've got a 1-run ball game. Blues coming into this one have lost 3 straight. Tate Samuelson, he's a big bat. This is a power hitter. And this is a new arm, lefty on righty. If you're Tate here, are you swinging for the fences or are you trying to just get on base?
1-1 game, 1 out. I think you just got to get on base here. We just need movement. A little thing about Tate, his walk-up song is Chicken Fried. And so I just know whenever I hear that throughout the speakers in the stadium, I just know to look for a bomb because, I mean, this dude just hits the ball. Oh,
he hits one into left center. That'll drop. Samuelson will round first. And he'll stay there. So he gets on. It's not a bomb, but it's a base hit.
Okay. Hard contact, you get on base, start a rally. That's how you do it right there.
Hard contact has been his middle name seemingly all year. That's going to bring AJ Esperanza to the plate. I don't know if you remember, Colin, but this is the guy who last Saturday he hit a walk-off. He hit that walk-off single into center.
I do remember that.
So he's got a chance to play hero again. Yep. And with Samuelson on, there's just 1 away. It is 4-3. Oaks still with the lead, but since they tacked on 4 back in the 6th, the Blues have scored 2 in the 7th, 1 here in the 8th, and this bottom of the 8th still ongoing. The new pitcher, and we can't forget to mention him, number 40, Tobias Polkton, and he delivers strike 1 to Esperanza. Lefty on lefty here. 0-1 the count. There's 1 away in the bottom of the 8th. That one is outside and dug out of the dirt by Suji, and it's 1-1. So if you're the Blues, you didn't get a run off of this starter. The starter for the Oaks today, he was excellent. You see the bullpen come in. Now you're getting runs off of the bullpen. That's got to feel good to just see that starter come out that you were struggling with. New guys inserted, and now you've played 3 off the bullpen.
I mean, you got a couple zeros up there. You see the starter come out. You just get excited.
That one gets away.
Different.
Samuelson will take off for second, you were saying?
I mean, it's just good to see something different. You know, when the starters had your number like that all day, you get some other guys in here. Maybe someone from the bullpens doesn't have their command today, or just anything can help at that point, really. And like you see right there, a wild pitch, gets a runner in a scoring position.
So Polkton has come in and given up a single, and a wild pitch has Samuelson at second. It's Esperanza in a 2-1 count. He's worked it ahead in his favor. Without a hit today, Esperanza has only reached on a walk back in the 2nd. Poltnick will check second, and now Deal swung on and lifted out to right. Going back. It is gone. Esperanza, the hero in the 8th. It's 5-4.
Esperanza hit it?
Well, we mentioned it. This was a guy that was a hero almost a week ago. He goes deep to right. How good does that feel?
That is incredible. I mean, like you said, 3-game road trip, not a lot of runs, 3 straight losses. If they would have just went out 4-0 today, that would have been tough. But a rally like this can really just help get the season back on track, get winning. And that was just an incredible hit right there.
Kretschmar is at the plate now. And this is, when we were on the road trip, we were talking about when we come home, and this was at the beginning of the road trip, we were going to get the Stanford guys. Mm-hmm. This is one of the Stanford guys now. Mm-hmm. Blues lead 5-4 on the 2-run AJ Esperanza home run. Here's a 1-0. Kretschmar swings and misses through that one. What a moment. Kretschmar is grounded into a double play, struck out, and walked. Blues lead 5-4. And again, they've gotten to this bullpen. What's interesting, Colin, is on the road trip, the Blues were telling me, these are their hitters. Here's a 1-1 from Poltnick to Kretschmar. Taken in the dirt, ball 1. Ball 2. They were kicking themselves because they thought that the starters they were facing were nothing special, but it was the bullpen guys that came in and really worked them. So it's the opposite in this one. I mean, they only had 2 hits off of Cody Adcock. Bullpen comes in, and they've scored all 5 of their runs off of these relievers. Kretschmar takes ball 3.
I mean, like you saw the first 10 games of the season, we got some really good hitters here. Just double-digit runs after double-digit runs. So you just keep on working at bat, keep on putting good at bats together. Eventually something's going to come through. And that's what you're seeing right now in these last 2 innings. So
3-1. Strike 2. That one's over the plate. Again, it is 5-4. Blues just took the lead on a 2-run A.J. Esperanza homer. Tate Samuelson singled before that. Esperanza was the go-ahead run. He went deep to right field. Lefty on lefty, the battle. And here's a payoff pitch from Poltnick to Kretschmar. Foul back, and Austin will stay alive. I think what's so cool is you have a guy like Esperanza coming through who doesn't even play every day. This is a guy who starts maybe every other day. He's done the catching so far, so he guided Kyle Wish to a 5-inning start. It was Wish's first start. He only gave up 1 hit. He was excellent. Here is a second straight payoff pitch to Kretschmar. Swung on and missed, strike 3.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you said, a lot of these guys come from programs where they're used to being, like the guy or one of the top guys, and then they come here and they're all just kind of, it's just a lot of talent everywhere. And so, you might not get many opportunities, but whenever you do, you got to make them count, and that's what AJ has been doing. So
that'll bring Connor Costeca to the plate, pinch hitting for Nick Costello.
This is a great way to get back.
Lefty on lefty again, and that's ball 1 to Costeca. Connor, we usually see in the leadoff spot, coming in and pinch hitting here today. It is 5-4 Blues. They have scored 2 runs in the 7th and now 3 in this ongoing bottom of the 8th. There are 2 outs for Costeca facing Poltnick. Swung on and foul tipped into the glove of Suji. Also, I mean, how cool is it you're playing in front of 1,300 fans, right? 2 days before the 4th of July. You and I have been hearing that tomorrow is going to be the biggest crowd we'll see all year.
Yeah.
But how cool is it to come through in a moment like that? Because, I mean, we go on the road and there's maybe 10, 20 fans. You're playing to 1,300 and you just hit a go-ahead homer. How cool was that moment in front of a packed Sinsheimer?
I mean, I don't know if he has family or friends here, but just, whenever you could sell out or almost sell out a crowd, it just brings another, atmosphere and electricity to the field. And then when you have a moment like that, it just amplifies it. And so that's pretty cool for him right there.
2-1 to Costeca. Fouled back, and it's 2-2. I think that's what has made us feel so lucky to work for the Blues.
Absolutely.
And I know you've only gone to 1 road game, but I can tell you, nothing rivals what happens here at Sinsheimer Park in terms of fan output, in terms of the product on the field. This is now 3 straight games now. We've had the Blues trailing. Remember the series against Humboldt? There were 2 go-ahead hits. Here's a 2-2 to Costeca. Ball 3. So you're coming off of 2 home games that didn't disappoint. Crowd got what they wanted, and now you come home. It means so much more losing 3 straight all-in-conference play. You're playing the team that's second in the CCL South. You're trying to make up ground on them. You win this one, you'll actually be tied with them for second place. Yeah. Here's a payoff pitch to Costeca. There's 2 outs. It is 5-4 Blues. Hit back to Poltnick. Able to get out of the grass and gun to first in time to end the inning. But what an inning it was. Blues take the lead on a 2-run A.J. Esperanza homer to right. His second go-ahead hit this week. It's 5-4, and the Blues are 3 outs away from snapping a 3-game losing streak. We're going to take a short break and be right back with you on the Blues Streaming Network. Hope you didn't go anywhere. Back in the top of the ninth now, it's still Zach McCleve pitching in relief. This is his third inning of relief. McCleve will face Grant Smith, who is 1 for 3, responsible for one of the 4 Oaks RBIs. He fouls that one back at strike 1.
Batting for the Oaks, 15, Grant Smith.
McCleve is now in line for the win since he came in when the Blues trailed. They played 2 in the bottom of the 7th and 3 in the bottom of the 8th to take the lead. It's 5-4, and it's 1-1 now to Smith. So all broadcasts I've been talking about, what didn't happen during the losing streak, okay? It seemed to be continuing through about 6 innings. Swung on and missed for strike 2. All that goes away, with one swing of the bat. And I think that's what's so amazing about the game of baseball is you can lose 3 in a row, then you get to come home, you're playing in front of fans, and you have a chance to snap out of it with one swing just like that. That's high ball too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I didn't watch all 3 of the road games, but I saw some of the stat lines, and I think I heard the last game of the road trip, the Blues went 0-4 with runners in scoring position.
Yep.
And I mean, it's just little stuff like that. Like just a clutch hit here or there could really just get a rally going, change the outcome of a game. And so it's just when you're not getting those hits, it's tough. And then when you start losing, it just kind of piles on. But, you just need a game like this to really break out of it and get back on track. And I think hopefully that's what we're going to see here going forward.
So McCleve, a payoff pitch to Smith. Swung on and missed strike 3.
Number 1604, if you're here, number 1604. Pick up yours on the
That'll bring Reagan Burford to the plate. McCleve has now struck out 3 in a row.
Reagan Burford.
What also I think, and again, I know you didn't watch the games, but some guys that have contributed in huge ways, McCleve, Martinez, Esperanza, and Wish, who started this game. As a bunt is down, McCleve digs it out of the grass, guns to first, in time.
That was a good pick right there at first base.
There's 2 away, and the Blues are an out away from the victory. That'll bring Raul Sandoval to the plate. But like I was saying, so you have guys who sat in the dugout or in the bullpen and watched the team drop 3 straight. They were coming out, and I'm not saying you change your approach when you're coming off of a loss, but you have to have your best stuff in order to snap that losing streak. You've been watching your guys go out there, and, they didn't play. They know what they're capable of. They came out, and they've given their all. Strike 1 to Sandoval.
Absolutely. I mean, every guy on the pitching staff wants to outdo the rest of them, friendly competition. But when you go on a losing streak, I'm sure every single guy down there wanted to be the guy that ended it, put up a good outing, put up some zeros. So, I just obviously had 5 scoreless here today, and then the wheels kind of fell off. But, I'm sure these guys are just happy to put some zeros on the board, give their guys a chance, and, get back to winning.
2-1, the count now to Sandoval. There's 2 outs in the top of the ninth. Blues have taken the lead 5-4. And out away from victory, and that's strike 2. And McCleve was one of the guys I talked to because he watched it all. I said, how weird was that? He goes, that's the word I would use. It was just weird, especially after the success we had. 2-2, high, and it'll be 3-2. He just said, it was weird to drop 3 straight the way we did. He didn't know if he was going to be pitching today. He's come through. He's got a chance to pick up the win. Here is a payoff pitch to Sandoval. Popped up. Infield will have a look. It's Esperanza to make the catch. That's your ball game. Blues win 5-4. 2-run homer for AJ Esperanza. He plays the role of hero again. Blues start the homestand, a 2-game set with a victory over the Oaks. Colin, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me, Zach. I hope I could come back sometime.
Oh, yeah. Guest analyst, Colin Ryan. He worked tickets. He, I'm sure, was great to every guest he saw. And he comes in and does some color commentary for us for an inning. Colin, thank you again.
Absolutely. Go Blues.
Stay tuned for the post-game show. Blues Live will have a player interview for you. I got to think about who I'm going to grab. There's so many people to go out and Grab, who contributed to this victory. It is 5-4 your final. Blues win. They snap the 3-game losing streak. They come home and defeat the Oaks, who are in the 2 spot in the CCL South. Now, the Blues are 4-3 in conference play, and the Oaks fall to 4-4. With the victory, Oaks chip away. Oaks get back in the win column. Kyle Wish, he goes 5 full, only gives up the 1 hit and hit batter. Hart came in, couple earned runs for Jared. McCleve comes in. Other than the 1 wild pitch, he was phenomenal, and he picks up the win as he came in when the Blues trailed. It is AJ Esperanza playing the role of hero for the 2nd straight weekend. It was almost a week ago to the day that he hit a go-ahead. It was a walk-off single in the bottom of the 9th. AJ Esperanza, ice water in his veins, the ultimate clutch approach at the plate, going deep, lefty off of lefty. After the Blues bullpen struggles and gives up 4 runs, they are able to get to the Oaks bullpen and pick up the victory. Your final 5-4. SLO Blues get their 14th win on the season. They will go to 14-5 and climb back in the CCL Southern standings. Stay tuned for the post-game show, Blues Live. I think I'm going to go and get either Zach McCleve or Kyle Wish. It'll be whichever guy I can grab. Maybe get AJ Esperanza in there too if he's going to come along with us. But we'll have a player or player interviews coming up on the post-game show, Blues Live. Thanks so much for hanging out. I've been Zach Ebrahim. Good night, everybody. I'll be back, but with a player. So far for this call of the game, it's another amazing home game here at Sinsheimer Park in front of 1,300 fans. A 2-run home run by AJ Esperanza is the difference. The final 5-4, and I'll be back with a player interview.